Hi guys, Kat here. Today we're going to present a case study of the effects of geographical isolation towards the gene pool of a human population in a desert ecosystem over 500 and 1,000 generations. Our team and starter population includes Print, Barca, Nine, Meow, and myself. So, what is a desert ecosystem? There are different ways to classify a desert. Based on temperature, there are hot and cold deserts, the former being known for hot climates at lower altitudes and the latter cold climates at higher altitudes. Both experience extreme fluctuations in temperature between night and day. Another means of classification is based on annual rainfall and associated factors. Regions that experience less than 250 millimeters are typically considered desert regions. However, the exact amount of rainfall in different deserts varies. Due to the harsh conditions of deserts, the amount of plants and animals inhabiting such ecosystems tends to be sparse. Our starter population's desert ecosystem is that of a warm, arid desert, with temperature ranges of -18 degrees at night to 45 degrees during the day, and 25 to 200 millimeters of rainfall annually. Now that we've looked at our ecosystem, let's look at how our starter population would evolve to it. First, let's assume that the average female experiences puberty at the age of 12. As women attain reproductive maturity approximately 4 years after initially experiencing puberty, the evolution of 500 descendant generations would occur over a time frame of approximately 8,000 years. Meet the male and female representatives of the 500th generation, Adam and Eve. We're going to analyze the physical changes that have occurred within the descendant population over the past 8,000 years based on pre-existing physical traits present in our starter population. Let's start with body size. Considering the resource scarcity present in our ecosystem, coupled with the competition for those resources with other species, smaller body structures would be favored. This allows descendants to function on smaller, highly nutritious portions of food. Now, let's look at skin tone and complexion. Constant exposure to intense sun and heat would select for darker skin tones. Such skin would be rich in melanin and capable of protecting the body from ultraviolet damage. This would likely be coupled with a loss of body hair for more efficient thermoregulation. Extreme acne breakouts are also expected due to the high density of sebaceous glands on the face, chest, and back. Such glands are thought to ease the passage of childbirth through lubrication of the widest parts of the body. Concerning the limbs and digits, long lean appendages would permit less energy expenditure due to a decrease in excess weight, longer stride length, and more efficient heat removal from the body. Longer digits, fingers, toes would facilitate grasping and balance. Additionally, certain individuals of the population may have prehensile feet. This would increase the dexterity and functionality of the appendage as well as grasping ability. Concerning hair, curled hair exhibits a loosely coiled structure that helps to maintain a boundary of cooler, drier air near the scalp. This, combined with sunlight impenetrability, would allow for the head to remain cool. At night, it would also serve as insulation. For males, facial hair may also facilitate heat dissipation and UV protection, similar to head hair. Additionally, it may also serve as jaw camouflage, protecting the fragile parts of the jaw from attackers by decreasing its visibility. Descendant populations are also likely to have black or dark brown hair due to the original high frequency of expression in the starter population. For the eyes, 4 main evolution developments are thought to take place. The first is better eyesight. As some members of the starter population have poor vision, such an improvement would render descendant populations more capable of assessing their surroundings and avoiding danger. The second would be double eyelids, or epicanthic folds. They are thought to provide insulation for the eyes and sinuses in colder temperatures, for instance, during the night, as well as provide protection from strong UV light and dust. The third would be long eyelashes. Eyelashes that are 1/3 of the eye's width have been shown to cut the evaporation of moisture from the eye by up to 50%, further protecting the eye from contaminants and keeping them moist. The fourth would be thick eyebrows. Aside from partially preventing eye contamination, thicker eyebrows would facilitate the conveyance of certain expressions as well as increase the perceived dominance of an individual. Now let's talk about the nose. The ala, nares, and nasal aperture would experience an increase in width. This would allow for hot air to be expelled more efficiently, as well as facilitate the warming of respired air to core body temperatures and its saturation with moisture before it reaches the lower respiratory tract. Lastly, the ears. Large external ear components that are semi-protruding facilitate the collection, amplification, and direction of sound waves to inner ear components, providing slightly better hearing. Assuming previously mentioned factors concerning puberty and reproductive maturity remain constant, the evolution of the next 500 generations would take approximately another 8,000 years, totaling the 16,000 years of allopatric speciation. But the plot thickens. Aside from changes in frequency and expression of the traits within the population, 10 random mutations occurred. Meet the male and female representatives of the 1,000th generation, Adam and Eve 2.0. We're going to analyze how the chosen random beneficial mutations within the descendant population over the next 8,000 years altered the physical characteristics observed in the 500th generation. The first mutation could be the development of proportionate dwarfism, or heights of less than 147 centimeters. This would be due to aforementioned reasons concerning resource availability and energetic efficiency. The second could be the development of thinner body structures and lean muscle. This would result in less heat exposure to the horizontal body plane and a greater area on the vertical plane for heat dissipation through sweat. The third mutation could be the formation of darker skin. While the first 500 generations would have been constrained by pre-existing phenotypes and their recombinations, a mutation in one of the genes in the later 500 generations could allow for increased melanin production and in turn much darker skin for further UV protection. The fourth mutation could be the increase of sebaceous glands. In hot conditions, sebum can mix with sweat to decrease the rate of evaporation, increasing water retention and homeostatic regulation. The fifth possible mutation could be wider feet. This would provide better balance, mobility, and decrease the amount of energy exerted to move forwards, as wider feet wouldn't sink as much in the sand. Sixth possible mutation is blonde hair, which may provide a slight evolutionary advantage in terms of thermoregulation, as blonde hair would draw in less heat compared to black hair. A seventh possible mutation could be decreased pupil size due to the high availability of light. Additional increases in retinal cone and decreases in retinal rod photoreceptors will provide better perception in terms of color vision and spatial acuity. An eighth possible mutation could be wider, longer noses. This would further allow air to be filtered and saturated, contaminants trapped, and the body thermoregulated. The ninth possible mutation could be increased nose hair thickness, length, and density. This would further prevent water loss through moisture and contaminant particles from getting into the lungs. The last possible mutation could be shovel incisors, or teeth whose lingual surfaces, or the surface that faces the tongue, are scooped. Such a mutation would facilitate the heavy use of canines and incisors, for instance in processing and chewing food. So, that is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions or comments, please let us know. Here are our references.